Hey everyone, how are we doing? My name is Tim Pongraves and this is Focus on Detailing. In today's video, I won't actually be leaving this chair. There's going to be a whole lot of talking and hopefully a lot of useful information. I've been asked this question quite a bit and the answer is too much to put into a message alone, so I thought why not make a video about it. So this video is about how to start a detailing business. In my own words, what can I recommend to you all out there with how to start a successful operation? It's going to be a different perspective to most, as I'm still kind of new with it, 3 years in. But it's going to give me the added bonus of having the information still quite fresh. Now, I'm not one to ramble, more so to the point. I've segmented this video to the best of my ability, so let's just get straight into it. This is pretty straightforward, but one of the most important pieces. Ignore creating a business name straight away and how it looks. Focus on how you intend on becoming a presence in the car detailing scene, and planning for success through proper preparation. What's going to make you stand out, who you intend on targeting, where you're operating, competitions, restrictions you'll have that could be water or weather. Do you need permits? Should you get insurance? What are the upfront costs, shop front and products? All these things need to be considered to be properly prepared. It's basically researching and analysing. This seems like a bombardment of information and unfortunately is subject to where you're located, so I can't really assist here. But most of it can be done by looking at existing businesses and comparing and contrasting. That doesn't mean copying, more so being inspired. What's a business owner that isn't well informed? Seems common sense, but it's vital that you're aware of what you're working with. Down the road, you're going to get endless questions from fellow detailers to customers. Some simple, some tricky. Why is it important to clay before polishing? What's single stage paint? How do I remove a certain stain from the interior? No one expects you to know it all, as long as you have an idea and can gain access to that information. Your best tool will be YouTube, fellow detailers and workshops. But the top way to learn is through experience. Can't beat it. Practice, practice, practice. You'll find new things. What works best and what's great is that you'll never stop learning. If you do, chances are you're doing it wrong. You should almost learn something new with each car you do. The last thing you want is for a customer to hand over the keys and expect you to do a particular job and you have very little idea of how to achieve those results. Avoiding this is as simple as researching beforehand and asking questions. You want to fill the customer with confidence and for them to have faith in you. Don't scare them off by being clueless. Deciding upon where you see yourself to begin with can be worlds apart to where you could be years from that starting point, but you still have to start somewhere. I see it as a straight horizontal line. At one end you have your plaza washers and at the other you have your high-end detailers who wet sand and offer PPF installation. I cannot stress this enough, there is nothing wrong with the first options. Those who put down the more beginner style options may need a reality check of how they started. I can't remember if there's been any detailers who on their first day of operation started removing orange peel over a whole car. It's up to you in time where you'd like to end up on that line. Don't think you're going to get high-end jobs to begin with. Those jobs are usually earned and are actually a lot more demanding than what you may think. I dare say you want to avoid ceramic coating straight away, as the margin for error is very small and without the right equipment can be quite unforgiving. But to be fair, they do now make more entry-level coatings. Just comes down to what you're comfortable with. This is where you can start working on your name. Take your time to create a name that has the ability to stand out and be memorable. This is bloody difficult, as since I just finished this sentence, several people have likely created a new name for their detailing business. Focus on Detailing isn't exactly unique, but I made it personalised to me through having a customised image, and part of the name also relates to the other side of my business with photography, that being focus. Don't stress too much about apparel, as this can be expensive and although it might make you look the part and be professional, isn't a must when first starting. Completely up to you in this case though. When creating your name and your logo, ask others for their thoughts but do not copy. I like to split my range into two separate categories, large scale and small scale. For me, large scale means products I find myself using a lot, a common go-to, usually over-the-counter products. For example, using a car soap, APC, window cleaner, tire shine is what I use a lot of. So you'd preferably want a brand that's easy to access, that works well and is affordable, as you may find yourself going to top up quite a bit. Small scale is where I purchase products for very specific jobs that I don't usually need much of it. For example, paint protection and correction products. I, like many other detailers, choose these wisely as they can vary quite a lot depending on the car that you're working on, and it's important to pick certain products carefully, suited to the job at hand. How much you decide to spend is entirely up to you. I can't speak for you, but I can guarantee if you go into any forum asking very vaguely what products you should use, you will be pelted by endless detailers telling you what products to use. How to get around this? Do your research, practice with some that you're aware of, and find what best suits you. It's hard for me to say as there's so many variables as to what you should buy when you start. There's plenty of detailing packs out there that enable you to do a complete job of a simple inside and out detail. Start from there and slowly increase your stock. What this entails is finding the hardware you need to help achieve the best results you can. That doesn't mean going out and spending a fortune on the best of the best with everything you possibly can. You'll soon find out that detailing equipment can be quite pricey when you start bringing it all together. Lights, polishers, pads and storage, just to name a few. You need to be able to justify your expenditure. It doesn't matter if you've got a $1,000 polisher and an enclosed workshop. If you have minimal customers, you'll be forever chasing your tail. There is nothing wrong with starting small with tools that are at a lower level to your higher end professional range. You can always move up into that later as you hone in your skills and increase your customer base. Setting your prices is easier said than done when starting, as you don't really want to be ripping yourself off or scaring away the customers. Having really low prices might seem okay to begin with if you're happy with working hard for little money, but trying to increase that price even gradually as you become larger can come with challenges. Customers will get used to what you charge, and changes to that can risk losing them. So how do you find that happy medium? Again, research, compare, practice, and work in how much your products are costing you to use. Usually specialty work like polishing and shampooing will bring in more money, but also be very labor intensive. This is where people put their trust into detailers to do a top job, a job they can't do themselves and will pay the fair price. It's good to have detailing packages to choose from, starting from your general detailing inside and out that can vary from $100 to $200, up to 2-stage correction work which can be $500 plus with ease. But there's so many variables like where you live, your experience, and your clientele that can alter what you charge. Don't go charging $2,000 for a 3-stage correction as a beginner, as the customer will likely be in the know and will expect a flawless job, which isn't impossible, but that's added stress you really don't need. Now that you've established how your business worked, have gained experience and acquired the necessary tools and experience, you need to find a way to gain more attention for your hard work. From personal experience, the best way to get more is, number one, above all else, word of mouth. Speak to people about your work, chat with your family and friends, and network amongst the car community. Showing off your work on social media is essential too. Have a dedicated page set up on Facebook and Instagram displaying just what you can do. This is free, and not using social media to your advantage to get your work out is a pretty silly move. It sparks discussion, enables more shares, and potential customers have an easier time relating to the work, picturing their car looking just as good. Take your time to get quality pictures of your work. Really good before and after, 50-50, and finished results will sell it. Avoid rushing through, as like I said, potential customers like seeing what their car could look like and might enjoy seeing theirs on your page in great quality. Now, no matter what car or bike you drive or ride, make sure you do your best to keep it clean. This is your sale point at time. I've used my car many times as an example when customers come around for quotes, showing just what their car could look like in terms of the paint quality. It means a lot more to see it in person rather than doing your best to create a picture from words. Anyone can wash a car and make it look good. You have to help the customer understand that what you do is not simply what they're too lazy to do, but what they cannot do. Have pride in the work you do, because chances are if you're not happy with it, the customer probably won't be either. What makes existing businesses out there so successful, and this just isn't for detailing, is the fact that their work is consistent. Customers go there knowing that the results will be just as good as the last time. It's a comfort thing. Another little something I learned too. Once finished a car, get someone else you live or work with to check it over if you can. As silly as it sounds, you may have missed the most blatantly obvious thing, and it takes another pair of eyes to pick it up. With both my jobs as a detailer and a draftsman, take a keen eye to pick up on the finer detail. And it's so important that nothing is overlooked to enable top quality work, so don't be ashamed of asking for help. Each one of these steps is similar to what I underwent or wish I followed it a little closer, but that's what it's all about. Researching, practicing, and putting it all into action. I've said it once and I'll say it again. When it comes to detailing, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. Just remember, what I've spoken about in this video is purely a guide. Most of it is anecdotal, so you can take it with a grain of salt. There's so many experienced detailers out there to assist you. Don't be scared to ask. As you may have heard, it's better to ask a stupid question than to make a stupid mistake, especially if you're working on cars that might be worth as much as a small home. This is just the basics to begin with, but it will do for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it and it wasn't too short, sharp and sweet. Thank you all for watching, don't forget to check out some of my other videos and I'll catch you all later.